That's it, mate.
Yep, that's right. Just break the whole studio. Suck it all off. Fucking break it.
Oh,
It's squishy in here, a bit squishy.
Yeah.
A bit squishy.
Jesus Christ, you've got some prep here.
Right, yeah, just put the team list there and just a couple of questions and topics we'll talk about. And we're rolling, by the way.
Sweet.
We're actually rolling.
We're actually
We're
rolling?
rolling. We'll get all the good stuff. This is all the good stuff.
Any more drums?
No more drums. No more drums.
Fucking
Is
hell.
your heart rate up?
Mate,
Jesus Christ.
shit yourself.
Fuck, we're out west. We're out west, man.
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I mean?
It's a fair point. If you want context,
Maybe leave
jump
that
on
out.
social media and you'll see it. Oh,
Maybe leave that part out. So you're used to that. You're used to those noises out here.
Yeah. Just fireworks, you know.
I was watching the... I shouldn't say that either.
Where's
No,
Tilapia?
I'm doing a lot. We're rolling.
Where's yes, please. Where's Tilapia Street?
That's around the corner, funny enough.
There you go.
Yeah. So you know Tilapia Street?
Play the Bulldogs for
Play for the doggies, cuz.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Who sent me?
The team's got announced for Vegas, huh?
Yeah,
So what?
I'm just getting sent stuff
no
now.
Dolphins. No Dolphins.
No Dolphins.
I'm not going ever
but-
again.
That's fair enough.
But the Dolphins, because the reason teams don't want to go is because they're taking their home games. So the Dolphins, for example, would have to take their home game to Vegas, which would lose a game at Suncorp where they get takings,
revenue.
so they get revenue and all that sort of stuff.
That makes sense.
And they only get a certain amount a year. The Dolphins, especially, because they play they're in Redcliffe for a few.
Yeah.
It's the kind of studio we need, man.
It's a lot of money to them.
It's fucking.
You know
this is
what, like-
Exactly what we need.
What would the supporters go though? Like
That's
Melbourne
the
supporters,
thing,
Titan
like-
supporters. Man, did you see the Super League teams as well? Lee and Bradford.
Yeah, because they're trying to mix it up.
Lee and Bradford.
Lee, like, no disrespect to them, but they're not big fan bases like your Leeds or
Nah.
your whole.
Lee's got a
KR.
good fan base.
Lee?
Lee, yeah.
Yeah, they do. Oh, you played there.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Fucking unreal. Their fans are unreal. So and Bradford's got a big fan base as well.
Yeah, but let's have a look at the table.
Go for it.
They might not be doing well, but
Yeah, but that makes a difference.
mate, they used to. What Lee Leopards, Adrian Lamb's a coach. Are probably top 4.
No, they're not.
All right, top 6.
Good call, though.
It's getting hot in your butt. I want to take off this.
Bradford aren't
sick
even in
jacket.
Super League, are they?
You like this jacket, Joseph?
Lee coming 7th.
Yeah, Bradford aren't even in it.
They're not even in it, Bradford.
Yeah,
They're in the Super League.
no, they're not.
They are. They're in the Super League now.
Bradford Bulls?
Yeah.
They're 10th. They're 10th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leopards are 7th. Bulls. See, I only look at the top there. You know?
Can I be honest? Like, you rock that Kansas City Chiefs hat so
Yeah.
much. Like, when did you start supporting them? And just doing
About 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
I'm glad you asked the question.
I'm glad you answered that.
I'm
honestly.
honest, man.
Yeah.
I watched the doco quarterback,
Oh yeah.
and that got me hooked on Mahomes. I thought he was outstanding. I was never a supporter until then.
He's picking up everything, right?
Yeah, this is picking up everything. Is that better?
It'd be worse if I didn't wear this hat after I had a shit year. It'd be worse if I just wore it when they won. Don't you think?
Well, you technically did start wearing it.
But
when
I'm
they
still
won.
wearing it now when they're going shit.
Are they shit? But I don't think they're shit.
They're not shit, but they went shit last year.
When's the season
Could
start?
have threw this hat out and I would have been a real trophy hunter, you know?
Well, you could be like me, you know, thick and thin Dolphin supporter.
Arsenal, eh?
And Arsenal, yeah. Fuck,
Yeah,
22
congrats.
years.
22 years, yeah.
22 years. I was 13 years old when they won it last.
They
So
got
I went
a-
back
I
in
think-
time.
I
Didn't
think
you
got
only
blue
start
strip.
supporting them last year?
No.
Have they got a blue strip and a red strip?
That's them.
Fuck, Reni knows.
Ready,
He's
that's
all
not-
over it.
It's not
I've
them
been
at
to
all.
their stadium.
It's not them at all. They're red and white, but yeah.
Really?
Can I ask, whose idea was to fucking bust my balls this morning? Like,
Oh, it's just what we do.
yeah,
You're just an
we
easy
like
get.
to G you up.
you know what I'm saying? You know when like you
I
have,
thought you were Maltese.
you know when you're away from your friends and you're a different person, but when you two are together, like you guys change. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yeah, we take the piss.
We take the piss pretty bad. Even at school, we went to school together. We just fucking laugh in front of the teacher's face because we couldn't help ourselves.
These blokes are the worst.
How are we going, Joe? So we're ready to go soon?
You know when you gig someone? Yeah. So like he's the king gig. Like if someone's talking, I just see his eyes like that.
But we do that before games.
It's
Like,
before
there's a-
game.
there's
We
a-
did it before an Origin.
No, you didn't.
No, before Origin we did it.
No, you
He's fuckwit, right? He was the 19th man or
They
whatever.
say for the pod.
We're rolling.
Yeah,
We're rolling.
He's like the 19th man, and he
18th.
18th, whatever. He wasn't playing, And I'm just getting ready for an Origin, and he's doing high knees in the background, just doing this. We're about to fucking run out and play Queensland. I'm trying not to laugh. This dickhead's fucking.
It gets worse than that.
Mate.
There's a whole background to it.
Oh, wow, what a G-up. What year was that?
Oh, what year was that?
07.
He's got a better memory than me.
07?
Yeah, 07.
You played 2002?
I don't even know. I've got the worst memory. I don't know. I played.
Played that much Origin, you can't.
No, I don't. I was in and out.
That's all
I was
right.
in and out.
We'll fuck off now. You run the whole show yourself. No, the reason I asked, I saw a little doco around New South Wales Blues and when Gus took over.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you, like, what was he like as a coach?
He was like he's a genius, right? But like he was the best storyteller.
Yeah.
So and he had all these war stories, like but proper, stories about back in the day when the soldiers went to war, and he kind of called us all to his room, for a chat, and he just tell us his story about a group of men that went to war, and this guy did this, this guy did that, and everyone's just on the edge of their seat. But like I can't even tell it right because he was just like those intros to Origins. He'd do it like that in the room off the cuff, and we just walk out going, "Fuck, let's go!" Like he was a very inspirational Gus. He's a man of when he spoke, you listen.
Was there a knock on the door story? When the soldier got the knock on the door, he just
he
knew his duty.
Yeah. That's
okay.
the one.
That's
the
what I
one.
watched. Yeah.
I wish I could remember. more,
Can you elaborate on that story?
So basically, this journalist was talking to a soldier, and they were about to go to war, and she goes to him, like, "Aren't you scared? Like, you have a family back home and everything. Like, you're pretty much leaving everything behind. You're taking the ultimate sacrifice. How do you feel right now?" He goes, "Well, the US government has been paying my taxes and has put a roof over my head, helped me provide for my family. But you know what? There's one day where you just get that knock on the door, and then you gotta serve, and that's the way it is.
That's the way it was back then.
And the analogy was trying to kind of refer
Sorry,
to state of origin.
He had heaps of those, but it wasn't just one. Like and he was the best motivator. He had this thing where we go to the ground the night before the game and lie in.
I saw that.
Yeah, you go and lie wherever you feel you're probably going to be on the field at that time, and visualise, kind of how you're going to execute and sort of go through it in your head. Just silence. You'd like go and lay. So I'd lay in the 20-metre zone, attacking. Where I'd try and come up with certain plays for our team.
I'm curious if he started that because we were doing that at Penrith on captain's run.
He would have started that, and then it still happens now.
So that's what they did. Danny Badiris had us doing when I was 18th man.
Yeah.
And I went and stood on the sideline.
He was on the bench like this with the lemons.
Benji brings us together.
You're like,
I swear to
yeah,
God.
actually.
He was running up and down the sideline.
Benji gets everyone together and goes, just go pick a spot on the field and just imagine what you'll be doing tomorrow night. And by this stage, I knew I wasn't playing. So I went and stood on the sideline. And I just had all the Bulldog boys just looking at me going, "You're an idiot, mate."
Did you win that series?
Oh, mate, we lost, I think,
Yeah, they should have picked me.
Yeah, Rennie should have got the
Would've made
call
a
up.
difference,
He's too busy
100%.
doing high knees.
How's the podcast going, by the way?
Good, yeah, really good. We got it after this. We're having fun with it, aren't we?
Having fun.
It's pretty like cash, which we like. We have a laugh as well. We talk about what we did on the weekend, and
I talk about what I did.
Yeah,
He does the check-in.
I do. The check-in's the funnest part because when the drums beat it, and we're talking about how he hasn't found love. Trying to find him. I'm trying to get him on a TV show. We talk about maths or
Love Island, maybe?
Love Island.
I think you're more of a Love Island guy.
Wouldn't happen, mate. Who said I haven't found love?
Oh, wait a minute. Is this breaking?
Yeah, breaking news.
Scoop.
Yeah.
Nah, any closer, but maybe?
He doesn't like talking about it now. So
Nah,
I reckon he's got one. I reckon he's keeping one up that we don't know about.
I keep my personal life off podcasts, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very
that's fair
professional, man.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. And who's the
Not like this bloke.
Yeah, well, who's like obviously co-host for the podcast?
Not old paparazzi and Asta here.
Who runs the ship? Who steers the ship? Like, with the whole rundown.
Yeah,
and
Rennie
everything?
does the rundown. He's good. So, obviously, I'm pretty busy, and because of 360, I'm sort of all over all the issues. I know what's going on, and he comes up with the rundown the day before, and then we go in, and he's got it ready for me, and I just fire away and sort of lead the ship, and then he comes off he hits the holes. He
Are we talking about the podcast?
That's the check-in.
This is going to be so good. This is going to be so good.
Same thing happens at the pavilion, doesn't it?
Yeah, at the pub.
Let's get into it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Today we've got a special episode. Obviously, as you can tell by the blue, it's going to be an Origin New South Wales edition. And alongside me are the hosts of the 180 podcast, former teammates and former Bulldogs, Braith Anasta Reni Maitua.
Yes.
Let's do it, boys.
Let's do it. Let's have some fun.
It's going. How are we feeling around Origin now? Around the team selections and stuff?
Yeah, I like the team. A little bit confused around the bench, but I'm sure we'll get into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think they're good, both really good teams. It's impossible not to name high quality teams with the amount of talent we've got in the competition at the moment. There's a few contentious ones which we'll talk about, but all in all, I think they're pretty fit and fast and mobile teams, which I would say has a lot to do with the way the game's going at the moment. I think we spoke to Billy the other night and he said he didn't pick the team according to the rule changes and the way that the game's going at the moment, but I tend to think he did, and the Blues, I'm a little bit worried about the Blues bench as well. I think they'll move things around there, I reckon.
Do you like the way the game is at the moment, the state of the game, the way it's played?
Personally, no. I wouldn't have changed from last year. I'd have the 6 against between the 40s. Between the 20s, it's just too hard. These 6 against are just too much fatigue in the game. The score lines are blowing out. They've made an error there. They can't go back on it now, but I dare say they will probably change it back to the 40s next year. In between the 40s, the 6 against.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have changed it from last year. I thought it was I still think it's the greatest game of all, but last year was a great season.
It wasn't broken.
You look at the final series we had. It was better than any other code by a long way, and that shows by the numbers. We've nearly overtaken, if not the AFL, which was dominant sport for a long time. But I think we can tweak it back. I'm just not sure if Peter will do that. He's quite a stubborn guy. He's very successful. He's made some really good decisions for us in the game. But, I think it's gone a little bit too far. I love footy, right? I watch every game. But some games you kind of switch off a bit because you go, all right, well, they got possession, they scored 2 or 3 tries. Then all of a sudden I sort of, I'll do stuff around the house, look back, okay, the other team's got the ball now, they're going to score a few tries. I don't like that. I want to be like, I don't mind the close games, the ones where you got to work your ass off.
They're called nail biters for a reason.
Defence, like where you go, man, this is a cracker. Edge of the seat all the time. It's a nail biter. But you don't get that as much this year, and I think it has changed. Teams have had to. I don't like the fact they're changing the rules so quick all the time every year, because we all know as players, all pre-season, you put a lot of work in, and you're playing thinking that the rules are going to be one way and they change to the other. The Bulldogs have been hit hard by it and they haven't been able to come back from it. The Melbourne got hit hard by it because the way the systems they play, both these teams, but Melbourne are just starting to look like they're finding their feet.
Melbourne's always relied on that big power forward.
Yeah.
Nelson obviously can't keep up with the game now, hence why he's doing boxing now. He's left the game. Another player from the Roosters, Spencer Leniu, he's another one that's kind of fallen off the wagon. He's obviously a power athlete. I don't know how the twin...
It's not about toughness anymore, eh? It's about surviving momentum. It's who's the most resilient squad, basically. Who's got the calmest roster when it comes to...
Squad? But
everyone's fit, but who can be the calmest under pressure, right? Who can sort of flip the mindset once they are under pressure?
Yeah.
And it seems to be teams like Penrith, the Warriors.
Yeah.
At these momentum swings, they can last for 3, 4, 5 minutes.
You say that, sorry to interrupt you, say that, but look what's happened to the Bulldogs, because you like to think the way they played last year, it was such a connected team, connected group, and now they're a shadow of their former selves. They're not playing like that at all. I like to think they were pretty resilient between the ears as well when pressure did come about.
I think when the pressure hits with those guys is that they're exerting so much energy when it comes to their attack that they don't have the energy to be able to bring back momentum in defence. Their frustration and their lack of confidence, that takes, it's just like a boxer. When you faint, you're taking energy out of your opponent, right? Yeah. So it's similar to what the Dogs are. I use that analogy with their attack, is that they're trying to put so much into their attack that they're exerting energy and they're not able to defend momentum. And when they're giving away, and therefore it leads on to the knock-on effect of penalties, errors, and it's just the game is too fast now.
I agree with all that, totally. What I would say with the Bulldogs too, that's been, I think, overlooked to a degree is connection. You look at connection, right? And you spoke about it then. The teams that are the best in the comp, you can tell they just love their footy. They love each other, and they're just on the same page. And normally with any team, if you've got that culture, no matter what systems or rule changes and all that, you can make it work.
Adjust.
You can adjust, right?
Yeah.
The Bulldogs, for me, like, you got to look at it from a holistic point of view. They had a really connected team, you know, and they had remember when they'd score tries a year ago and they were winning the competition, they were jumping all over each other, high-fiving, you know, they loved each other. And, you know, when you take players out of the system or get new players from other clubs, you know, when you're going so well and you're so connected, I think they underestimated the impact that would have on the group, you know. And, yeah, you know, you can say one player, you know, obviously the Galvin and Sexton. Galvin's a lot more talented than Sexton. He's a better player. We know that, right? But they underestimated the impact that has on your teammates. Not only, you know, your teammates sort of moving on when you thought you were doing well, but it's also you get a bit insecure. You know, is my position safe? You know, am I looking over my shoulder?
For sure.
And it
creates eggshells around the joint.
Eggshells and instability, a lack of trust. Do they not believe in what we were doing here, the systems we had, the players we had in those positions? Like, that's where you can underestimate things, right? And that's where I think, as a Bulldogs club, they've never been that way. They've always, we had, you know, Corey Hughes, Tony Grimaldi, you know, these guys were good players, right? But they made us better as a team. They weren't superstars, but they brought they gelled the team together.
The foundation, they drove the standards.
That's right.
Well. They
kept training.
They kept the younger guys in check, and it's funny. So it just comes to mind, Braith. Like, take the Bulldogs aside. You know, let's forget about Reid Marnie, Toby Sexton. When players do move on, I remember when you left, when Mace left, when Ogre left, when the group starts to split apart through a little bit of adversity or salary cap or whatever it is. It wasn't even salary cap. There was a little bit of adversity within that. It does create a little bit of tension between the group because, I won't go back to the past, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
But look at Penrith. Same thing, but that hasn't really affected them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Kicks has gone out the door.
Because they stuck to their guns, you know.
Yeah.
They stuck to their guns. You know, they were more like, if players wanted to leave, you can leave. Yeah. They weren't going to get other players for their positions.
Yeah, fair point.
You know, they were sort of like, okay, kick out. They deserve more money. They've won premierships now. We can't keep everyone. We have to let go of one or the other. We back our players coming through and the systems we've got and the pathways we've got, you know. Again, I don't want to make this about the Bulldogs. This is a very general thing. I think in the modern game, you know, you've got to have a close-knit group. And the Warriors are a great example of that. Like the Warriors on the weekend, mate, they've lost. Tanner Boyd's gone down. Metcalf's out injured. If you would have said Tanner Boyd, Metcalf, you know, wouldn't have played the amount of games he's played this year, you wouldn't have had the Warriors where they are now. Not even close. Then if you said Tanner Boyd come in, played out of his arse and he's in career best form and he went down, you'd say that they're gone. Look at how they played on the weekend. The reaction to that him going down, you know, and it's what Andrew Webster has created over there, and you can't underestimate that. Like it's huge. It really is.
So what broke the
Manly? Look at Manly.
Yeah,
look at Kieran.
Oh, what a change!
You know what I mean? Wow. They were legless.
Yeah.
Mate, Jakey was on the show last night, 360. He was retired. Mate, we had him all retiring. He was making 20 metres a game and couldn't. You know, but that's the influence and the impact of culture and coach. Yeah. You know, it's so important.
I agree. I think what happened with Bronson early in the year was the final straw and what really destroyed the harmony of the group, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, Bronson's a liked character, from what I've heard. He's obviously very close with Carraz. He's close with Bailey Hayward. Those three are inseparable. And then, I don't know, if you recall that first game of the season, I don't even think he played that bad. Like, for him to be dropped. Listen, maybe Ciro wanted to make an example. I understand that. But the repercussions, unfortunately, from that moment,
I think, you know, Bronson should have reacted better to being moved. But then you could also say, well, why was he moved in the first place? Because look where we are now. Yeah. It's just all flipped. Yeah. You know, I think, you know, the drive and the ambition to win a premiership from Gus and Cerrado is one that I admire. But at what cost? You know, like, and how quick do you want to get there, and how drastic do you want to make decisions, and what impact's that going to have on the group? You know, like that's kind of been detrimental.
I didn't have that on the run sheet.
No,
but you know what? I'm glad we brought it up. Obviously, you were two proud former Bulldogs, but You spoke about connection. I have to just mention this. You spoke about connection. You want to know what action epitomizes connection? When you fucking scramble.
Yeah.
When you scramble. There's no scramble with the Bulldogs at the moment. When you get tossed out of those, out in touch, and your fucking teammates come grab you, fuck, it's all right, let's go again. When someone makes an error, you got all the boys come in and like pick yourself up. Mate. I feel like it's just, I see it sometimes in glimpses, but when I do see it, it doesn't feel genuine. Yeah. Do you feel that? Or am I just seeing? I know it sounds harsh. But that's just the reality. That's what I'm saying.
A trade of the Bulldogs, the football would hardly even come into play before Christmas. It was all about filling the space, trusting your teammate. It was all the club is built on defence, right? And scramble was one thing that we were the best at, and that's why we won the premiership, right? It didn't even matter about attack. It was about making sure that you had your teammates' interests at heart. I was more petrified of letting my teammate down than any other thing that came with the game. Mm-hmm. So there's scramble. Yeah, I haven't watched it as close as possible as I should, but I think there's a disconnection. And I wouldn't say they're going out there they're not going out there on purpose to lose or be disconnected. But
that's the frustrating thing.
Things creep in, you know. It's like, do I fill that space? Perfect example, Critter jams on the weekend. When their first try against who'd they play? Sharks. Uncharacteristic thing from, and that's just that is what's seeping into the club.
You jam because you don't trust on the inside.
Well, remember last week where Galvin didn't fill the space off that hang play.
Yeah.
So then this is the first try. He jams thinking Galvin's not got my inside shoulder.
That's right.
And go back to what I said before. It's a lack of trust, mate. You know, and unfortunately, then it becomes habits. You know,
But the thing is with D, like sometimes you're coming up against a side and fuck, they pull off this amazing attacking play, off a quick play of the ball. Fuck, you know what? Well done.
That was an amazing play too. That one.
It was.
That happened.
It was. Fuck, it happens.
The hang
but
play.
Get together and fucking pick each other up, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, losing becomes a habit source, and you can just see there's so much doubt and within the group at the moment. There's no doubt they're training hard. They're doing all the perfect systems at training. They're going in confident. We've ticked every box. But as soon as things get a little bit hard...
That's why Cyril's got no answers. He rocks up at the press conference and goes, I can't make sense.
I've been in this position with Parramatta, right? With Ricky Stewart. When we were turning up, we'd do everything right at training, and it just wouldn't connect onto the field.
And as a player, and I've said this to Reni even on our podcast, and I know it because I lived it, especially as a half, but hesitation is the biggest killer. Like as a key playmaker, if you hesitate for a split second, you've lost the moment, you've lost the space, you've lost the kick, you've lost the pass that sets up a try. And that is where the Dogs are at. You can see it in their eyes. There's just, because of the lack of confidence and belief in what they're doing, there's that hesitation in everything they do. And that is, you only get that back through executing in confidence, and then you gain belief, and then the hesitation goes away. Before you know it, you're just reacting. You know, when you're on the ball and you're setting up, scoring tries, high five and loving each other, but that can go so quickly, and it's a split second in our game. It is a split second.
Yeah. And it's back to you, what you were saying. Like, you'd go to training after a loss and you do whatever you can to fucking redeem yourself from that loss. If it's a bad performance or if the team lost, whatever it is, everyone trains hard.
Yeah.
Everyone trains hard to try and reverse the result.
Harder. But the energy goes, it seeps out.
But then when you cop another loss, it just compounds and compounds. The hole keeps getting deeper and deeper. Anyway, I appreciate the honest chat, boys. But before we move on, I've got a gift for you.
Hey!
Yes!
Wow. Gifts, eh? We had drums,
we
now we've got gifts.
What else?
Drums, gifts, what have we got here? Who's a size US 13?
That'd be me.
That'll be
What are you?
Big Greek feet. There we go.
Apple Bissell. Thank you.
And
JD
this is for
Sports.
you. Open them up. I don't
want us to open them.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's have a look what they are. But what if you don't like them?
I like them already.
Thank you, JD.
They're Nike, so I like them already.
Nike.
I'm a Nike fan.
You know, he picked the most expensive
Nike.
shoes. He picked the most
course he
expensive
did.
shoes.
I love them. You can't go wrong with them.
It's actually Nike.
They're beautiful and
I knew
white.
you'd like them.
Did you pick these?
Hey, we did.
You got good taste.
We
Actually,
picked
hang
them.
on. Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Hang on.
Thank you very much.
Look at his
JD
fancy
Sports.
box. Look at his fancy box.
Well, he must have got the extra fucking...
You're
that.
ridiculous.
Look at
They're actually really nice. That's really
Beautiful,
nice.
mate.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Reni.
Have you got the spray as well?
Oh, I forgot it at
God.
home.
Really?
But, yeah, crepe spray, is that what you're after?
Cut.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Oh, thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, boys.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for being
Appreciate
here.
it.
Thanks for being here. Thank you, JD. Love you
Thank
guys.
JD Sport.
Should we move on to Origin?
Let's do it, eh?
Enough
Let's get
Bulldog
into
chat.
this.
Enough
Let's get
Bulldog
into it.
chat. Let's talk about the Blues first. Obviously, if you're looking at the team list here, I think 1 to 13 makes sense. And I think we all can agree.
No, I don't think it makes sense.
It doesn't.
Ooh, controversy straight away.
Okay, well, the one thing I would like to see, I would like to see Critter probably get shifted to the wing instead of Cooler. I think Cooler goes
Okay.
to the centres and Critter goes to the wing.
Ooh.
I'm a bit... You know when you look for ways to exploit the opposition teams, when I look
Yeah.
at Cooler on the wing, he hasn't played there ever since he debuted in the NRL, I don't believe. Maybe he played a handful of games, I can't remember. He's played a couple of games at fullback this year for Manly, and let's be totally honest here, like he's not the best under the high ball. So if I'm
He's
a bit
short
worried, if I'm a bit
as
worried,
well.
He'll get targeted.
he'll get targeted. If
For
you
sure.
put Critter there, he's played there multiple times, club level, representative level. He's a big body. I think it makes sense. And I think using Cooler's speed in the centres, he can exploit maybe a Toya, which he will be, I think, up against.
I think defensively, though, having him on the wing takes away a little bit of doubt for Laurie Daley in terms of
Will it work or will it not work?
he's either got a jam or he's got to hold his wing spot, right? So that's where I'm.
But you said you didn't like 1 to 13. What was the 1 to 13 you would
I don't
change?
like Yo at 13. I put
Why?
Yo at front row.
Yo at front row.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'd put Ken Murray at 13. So you'd start Fanua Blake and maybe and Yo in the front row. You'd put Barnett back to the bench.
I think Yo's most effective when he uses his late feet, late in the tackle count. I don't know if he's
As a
got
front rower?
No, as a 13. Like I can't see him like bending the line back, just fucking pinning his ears back.
And when he has played at front row, he can bend the line. He's 6'5".
Yeah, I agree with Reni on this, and the reason I would have, again, it's the Penrith system, right? That hasn't often translated into success at Origin, and that's because at Origin you need your 7 to get the ball clean off the deck as quick as possible. And Yo has shown, he does it at Clubland, and they have success with it when he gets the ball, and then often Cleary gets it off the back, and they're so good at what they do, but it's different speeds, right? You got less time in Origin. They're in your face before you know it. And as a half, you need time and you need space. So I would start with Yo at front row, again with Fanua Blake and put Barnett back to the bench. That strengthens their bench as well.
True.
Gives them a bit of power off the bench. Murray at 13, because you talk about late footwork there. If you've got both Yo and Murray on the field at the same time with late footwork and
It's a good
Robson,
call, actually.
Tedesco, that I think they will do that. Because I look at the bench, and that's what Reni was saying. A bit worried about that. Brayley. How long is Robson going to play? How long is Brayley going to get?
Brayley's a strange one. Like,
yeah, it is a strange
He
one.
deserves to be there. I'm not saying he
Agree.
doesn't deserve,
Agree.
but like when you've got an 80-minute hooker in Robson,
But you could have put Radley. Radley could play
Bradley
9.
could play 9 as well.
Murray could play 9. Like, I just think like, I know the game's changed, but Radley and Brayley on the bench are quite small. And I know it's more mobile now and the 6 against, but another thing that because we had Jakey Troy. I spoke to Jakey yesterday. He agreed with this too, right? Mind you, he thought because in 2024, Madge brought Yo off the bench and they won the series, and Yo played his best Origin game, right? Not starting
in the front row.
Yeah, and that was because they wanted to get that sort of. And I spoke to a few people on the Australian tour as well, and it became a little bit of an issue where Cleary wasn't getting the ball early enough, then Munster wasn't getting the ball early enough, and then Reece wasn't. Remember they were a bit clunky over there in England?
Yeah.
I think, it's just a hard one because they're so good and they're so great together for Penrith, but that doesn't mean it's going to go into the Origin arena because it's a totally different ball game.
The way Yo likes the ball play, he likes to get up square then bounce out to B, where Murray likes to play nice, direct, and just either play short or play at the back.
That's right,
So that's
yeah.
probably what you're alluding to. Because when you say playing with no time, is that what you're trying to say? Like Yo just holds the ball up for a bit too long, and he's going overs, right?
That's
So
right.
yeah.
And that split second is a lot, and because I always think, why doesn't Nathan dominate Origin? And he's been. I know a lot of people don't like this chat. And I'm not going down that route, but I think he can dominate a series because when I played with Joey in 2005, it was one of the best things I've ever witnessed on a footy field. It was like I was You know, it was surreal. I wasn't even playing. I was just watching, you know, because the way he dictated the team. But Badiris got him the ball when he wanted it, and he got him at the advantage line. And Joe even said to me, I was just playing 5'8". He's like, get 10 metres back. I want you to get 20 metres away from me, and I want you to get the ball. I'm going to throw it out in front of you, and I want you getting the ball on the advantage line. He would zing it. That's all we practiced. We had Ricky Stewart as coach, and it'd go Badiris to Johns, and then I'd just be, like I was a bigger front row, and I'd just be charging on a 20 metres wide, and I'd be getting a locky-up before he knew it. I mean, we killed them because it was just quick balls on the advantage line with big men. If you're doing that with Crichton and Staggs, like if it's just Cleary, Zing, you know, Crichton, Staggs, quick play the ball, Robson, you know, like that's... Yep. It's just like sharp, and that's the way they need to play.
Off the back of that, you want Olakwatu and Hudson Young to get the ball early as well.
Yes. He doesn't get the ball enough in Origin, Olakwatu, man.
Well, he's never had a chance to play right edge,
I think it all stems from the ruck.
That's
right.
right.
I think Laurie's acknowledged that, but, you know,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Yowie, I just need you to take your carries through the middle, in the front row, get us a quick play of the ball. Half gets the ball, gets to Olakwatu. We go at Sam Walker, quick play of the ball. We stay at that channel. You know, it's all played off a quick ruck at the ad line. The game has changed. We create six again. There's no need for Yowie to get into the line, to play out the back and give Queensland time to jam. If you look at the blueprint of what Bulldogs did against Penrith a few weeks back.
Oh, their line speed was ridiculous.
But they were hunting Yowie from the inside and played an up and out, and in from the
Spot
outside.
on.
Yeah.
We don't need the 13 play.
And you don't think Queensland will be doing
Queensland
that?
did the exact same thing game 3
That's what
last
I'm
year.
saying here.
And it was
That's just
doing
what
my
we're
head in.
saying.
I'm like, how don't we have time? How are they just shutting down the play constantly?
They're going to do it again.
Well, this is why Yowie needs to go to the front row.
Well, there was a game even a few years ago, I think it was Adelaide, or one of the ones they took away where, you know, Penrith are flying and they picked them all and Queensland just went jam. They just jammed it, mate. And we lost and it was like, man, it doesn't work.
I'd say it's like that's the team, that's how it's named. Is it a simple fix in the sense of Yowie just playing a bit earlier rather than having to dig into the line? Like, does that fix it?
Yeah, of course, but habits. It's hard to get rid of your habits, you know. And like he's been doing it for so long. But he can. This is the option is Laurie just says, listen, Yowie, I'm going to play at 13, but this is how I want you to play. And I think he's elite enough to adapt. But why not just take that out? Just put Murray in there. Like Murray's perfect for Origin in the 13. Like he's tough.
In Origin, in any level, you let the ball do the work. You don't need to get into the line as far, especially in Origin. Like you're saying, it's a split second. You lose a metre in Origin with line speed. Let the ball do the work.
You saying Yo shifting to front row and putting Barnett on the bench just strengthens this side now that I'm looking at it, because you've got two locks currently sitting on the bench with Murray and Radley.
That's right.
So if Murray is fatigued, you can just, it's an easy fix. Just chuck in Radley at 13.
But you can. I just think it's going to happen. I'm sure of it.
I'd love to see Strange.
How's Strange play? How does he get?
I mean, it's great to have him on the bench, but I'd love to see him play in the Origin arena. Like, I reckon you could put him at 13. You could put him in the halves. You could put him in the centres. His footwork around the ruck, his fend, his strength. He creates chaos around the ruck. I don't know how you use him, but I think he's great to have on the bench.
Yeah, but Paul Crawley, you know, he copped a bit of heat last night because he said that it's a bit of a gamble with the halves, right? And you look at the halves, Moses and Cleary, and you go, how's that a gamble? You know, they're both geniuses. They're both
Chiefs?
Yeah, okay. But when you break it down, right, he's got a good point because he would have played Strange, right? No one's picking Strange right now up ahead of Moses. Moses has actually been great at Origin as well. And they won the game one last year, but they limped in. It wasn't amazing, but they got the job done. The cohesion was okay. It looked out of balance a little bit, but the class of these two guys got them home. And Moses scored the winning try, I think. But when you look at these two, they are both very dominant sevens. Like Moses wants to own his team. You can see it at Para. He's got Volkman there now. He just wants someone like a Volkman, and he just wants to be the man. You know, he's got a bit of arrogance, which I love. He's very confident, but he's a big moment, but he loves it. He wants to be on the ball. He wants to touch it as much as he can. You got two guys, you know, and you talk about Strange. If you had Cleary or Moses at 7, it would be Cleary, right? Most likely. And you had Strange. Strange is the perfect 5'8" for Origin. You know,
Isn't that footer?
I can't remember.
Can you check
I don't
if
think he
Strange
is.
is a left
but
footer?
I don't think he is, mate. I don't think he is. But Strange is like he is a runner. A couple of weeks ago,
He's a runner. That's his game.
And when he has that run mentality, he's hard to handle. And he's Origin. He really is.
He's Origin.
He's Origin half.
It is a fair thing that you brought up because yes, Moses is chief, Nathan's dominant as well. There's a lot of pressure on Nathan in the sense that there's a lot of comparisons to him and Andrew Johns, right? And what you said before about Andrew Johns just getting the ball, zinging it to you, just dictating, right?
Yeah.
But Moses has to take that passenger seat.
It's hard to do that, right?
But it's not only that though. End of the year, we've got the World Cup. You're telling me that Moses and Cleary and Munster aren't fighting for 6 and 7 jerseys in that team?
Moses will be playing for Lebanon anyway.
Well,
Is that what you're alluding to?
well, I want him to, like obviously. But all right, I'll tell you something.
Are you playing?
I might have to, but a hooker. We're thin at hooker, but we won't go into that. We had this conversation. We had a big team meeting about it, and we essentially just, it was the elephant in the room. We told the playing group, like, listen, Moses gets picked for Australia. Like, it's no hard feelings. Like, you have our blessing, right? Listen, will it hurt us? Definitely, because we know we got a pretty good roster at the moment for the World Cup. Probably the strongest roster we've ever had go into a World Cup. But end of the day, like, his ambition is to play for Australia, which is fair enough. But yeah, like a part of me wants him to play for Lebanon, and
so what are you saying? You have you play shit this Origin series?
So, does it look like is it? Nah. I want him obviously. I want him to win, but that's just the problem. Like he will be gunning for that 6 jersey for Australia.
You got Walker, you got Munster, you got Cleary, you got Mitch Moses, you got Ethan Strange,
good problem.
Ezra Mam. There's a lot to go in between now and the World Cup. There's a good chance that he could be playing for Lebanon. I hope he makes the Australian side, but.
What about
There's
Casey
a lot
McLean?
of Casey Maguire's a chance.
Yeah, big chance.
I'm expecting him to have a great game this week.
Yeah.
Casey Maguire.
Poor fella. Poor Laurie. Fucking Laurie. Oh my, he's a fucking legend.
He's a legend, but he makes me very nervous, man. He gives me no confidence, Laurie. I'm being straight up.
I just want to remember Laurie in a Raiders jersey with his shoulder pads on.
I love Laurie. He's one of my favourite players.
Just milk across the front of his jersey, just scoring tries in the corner.
But
that's how I want to remember Loz, not as like Ricky out of New South Wales.
He's lost 5 from 6 series, right? And
you have to bring that up.
And I don't want to. I know I've mentioned 360 a few times because I interviewed Billy the other night, and Billy comes on and he's just down the barrel. Clear, concise, just this is how we're going to play. This is the team I've selected. This is why. And he's, then you get Laurie on, and he's just like, looking around like this, and you ask him about certain positions of this, and it's just you're just sort of going around, and I'm like, man, I'm just, and I felt this last year, and I'm like, man, and then you call someone Casey Maguire, and it's Casey McLean, and he's making his debut, and I know it's not a big deal, but I don't get the security and the confidence and the inspiration.
The record doesn't give you confidence either,
and the record as well. Yeah. I hope like.
Are they going back into camp with the Blue Mountains?
Well,
they've gone to the Central Coast. They've gone to Magenta Shores this year. I saw
really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I went to Coffs Harbour, and that was to kind of get away from all the noise in Sydney, which I think I'm against, man. I think they need to be around the noise. They need to be around distractions, and they need to freaking deal with it.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of, when you talk about Billy, like even last year, the calls that he had to make.
Even the calls he's made this year.
And this year. But like he backs himself every single fucking time, and it comes up trumps.
Yeah, man.
I sat with him, I can't remember, it was after one game. It was at that Mayor place.
With Billy?
Mayor?
Yeah, it was me. So
nightclub.
I went.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, it wasn't a nightclub. No, sorry. It was a
picture.
Anyway, who cares? But I sat with him. I went
Good
to
story,
meet.
man.
Let's move on.
He's going to start sweating soon.
But no, I went and met Thursto, and Billy was there. And I just could not stop talking footy with him, and just the X's and O's and the detail. That's right. Origin was about 6 weeks out, and I said, like, how much detail do you put in? Like, he goes, Ren, I watch everything.
He does.
I'll watch a game. I'll watch what I see on the television, and then he'll get the bird's eye view and see what everyone's doing off the ball. So he might watch a game 3 times or 4 times to see what one player's doing.
Because when you get that bird's eye view.
You see
it
what
gives you
people
the
are doing
cues and what they're doing.
What
when they're
people
hiding.
are doing off the ball.
Off the ball, yeah.
And Origin is off the ball.
Yeah,
everything's off
moments.
the ball.
That's when we talk about big moments. Like that just doesn't happen by accident.
If you didn't tie in, or if you took that extra step, and he's looking for everything. And I was so fascinated about how much he puts into his Origin selections and how close he watches a player.
Yeah, I couldn't like watch film, before Wednesday. Like close to the game, that's when I start watching film. Billy would be like in camp. It'll be a Monday or a Tuesday, and you go into the team room, and obviously you got the big tables. He'll be one of the back tables by himself with his laptop, eating his breakfast, and just watching film. And I was just like, fuck. And then he'll call you over, like, oh, have a look at this. And then obviously being a winger, I'm like looking and he's dictating and saying like, watch out for him. He jams in a lot here. Like they got a kick chase this side. He's a right footer. Fucking hell. Like it can be overwhelming, but at the same time you admire that because it's no surprise why he's such a class player and now coach. Speaking of Casey McLean, fuck, I almost did it.
Loz has got you now.
Oh, mate. Do you reckon he was hard done by? You reckon could you have seen him in the team, or you're happy with Kula in the starting side with Crichton?
What Kohler's doing at the moment,
like ridiculous.
And the speed, like
he reminds me of Michael Jennings, eh?
He does it. He does a little bit.
Very zippy, fast twitch, athletic.
Our best players in the game right now, or the way the rules of the game's adjudicated, is guys like Purdue, Chester, Kohler, Saab, like all these guys with speed that can just turn the game on a dime, right? And he's cool. Look at that try he scored on the weekend. Like, how many players did he beat?
Mate, it was like 4 or 5. It was ridiculous.
There's no substitute for speed, man.
Man, and that's the thing, right?
And so, he can turn opportunities into points. Right. That's invaluable.
That's right. And it's like, I don't know, Hainsey back in the day when he's playing for New South Wales. Just those runs down the sideline just changed the game in a split second.
I like because I hadn't thought about moving Kohler into centre and Crichton to wing. But it makes a bit of sense, now you talk about it. Crichton's, a good, he's 6'4", 6'5", good under the high ball, both in attack and defence. He's had experience on the wing, good carries out of his own end, bigger body. Coley can just sort of, in the centres, make sure he gets his reads right in defence and in attack, be a threat like he has been. It's actually a fair point you make. I don't think they'll do it though, to be honest. Would I have a problem with it? No. But I think it's too big of a move to make, during the week there when you're not going to pick a Crichton in the centres and tell him he's wing when he comes into camp. That's just using my, But I think I actually like what you said. I don't think it's a bad move.
We agree that Teddy deserves the number one.
Well, they both did.
Yeah,
it's a hard one.
Fuck, it's cruel.
They both did.
I looked at their stats for this year before
Bring them up.
They're almost identical. What they've done in terms of tackle breaks, line breaks, try assists, it's a 50-50. Do you have the question I had? Do you have your 7 work with your 1 in Cleary and Edwards, or do you have your Robson, your 9, and your Teddy work together?
That's what he'll be doing. That's what he'll be doing.
What combination's
That's
better?
the reason he got the spot.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Is that do you want a better combination with your 7 and 1 or your 9 and 1? And he's gone with the 9 and 1, right?
And back to your question about Strange, he's not a left footer.
Yeah. I've seen him kick with his left foot. Wow. I feel like I'm at Fox.
No, but do you feel like nervous at Fox?
Nah, yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted, but anyway.
No, but I'm here. I'm relaxed.
Oh, yeah, he relaxed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that, man.
Wouldn't mind another water. Where's the water?
There you go. This is how nervous he is.
Josie will bring it. Have you ever got...
We don't want him to faint again. He's been fainting lately.
Have you?
Mate.
Are you Gina?
No, dead set on the way to Magic Round. I got sick. He thinks it's funny.
I do. What happened?
Is that bad?
So I tuned in.
Did you hear about it?
Well, no, I didn't. But I know you didn't rock up for one of the recordings. Yeah. So what happened there?
Well, he's got a history of this. One time we were at Mateo down at Double Bay, and we were both single at the time.
Could be a diabetic.
And we'll pump for a night out. There's all these. It's a good view from where we were, and we're thinking this is going to be a good night. I'm so excited. Like this is going to be. We're on the drinks at dinner. He's drinking twice as much as me.
I didn't drink. I was sober.
Yeah. Anyway, you were sober.
I was sober.
Well, I was drinking, and I was so excited. And anyway, he goes, "I'm feeling a bit hot, Braith," and I said, "Oh, okay." And he leaves the table, just leaves the table.
pick the
All the
table
meals come out.
Menopause.
So I'm sitting there by myself at Mateo, and I'm just looking like the biggest Derek. You know, I've got a whole table of food by myself. He doesn't come back. He just doesn't come back. So I go and fix the bill up and leave, all the food. Anyway, I go, where are you? And he's like, I could hardly understand what he was saying. And I walk around, I'm trying to find him, and he's in an alleyway in Double Bay. I get there, and he's on the ground in his white shirt like this.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I just fainted. My blood pressure, I don't know.
And then I'm like, are we still going out though?
I'm covered in dirt, a white shirt. He goes, "Are we still going out?" And he goes, and then I drove home.
Hey, at least he answered because
Well,
when I was in
I'd
Vegas,
had too many drinks.
when I was in Vegas, I was trying to call him, but wouldn't answer. I was trying to call you too, by the way.
Yeah,
you
but
wouldn't
I was
answer.
working, mate. You two were just living the dream in Vegas. So I had to actually do something over
I
there.
took something from him.
Yeah, I'll never forgive you for that.
Can we elaborate?
Should we clear it up? Just
No,
say
no,
I
no,
took his
no,
wallet.
no.
I took his wallet. I took his wallet by accident.
Oh, that's a bit dodgy, boys. What's going here, hey? What's going here?
Please.
Wait, but leading to Magic Round, he comes up to
So
do
we got
the
a 6 a.m.
podcast.
flight. I'm flying, right? 4:30, get up, get to the airport by 5, having a coffee, having a laugh. Get on the plane and just have this sweating fit. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I just felt a bit lightheaded.
He does sweat quite easily, ladies and gentlemen.
But I wrapped my hoodie around my head and had it like my head up against the seat in front of me.
dark.
It's like someone threw a bucket of water on me. My shirt was just soaked. I don't know what it was. I just started sweating, and then we get to the hotel and they're like, "You got to film the podcast." I said, "I'm not going. I can't." I felt like shit, so I didn't go.
Yeah. He flew up to do a podcast that he didn't.
But I did the
Maybe you should get
afternoon.
checked. You should get checked, man.
I know.
Yeah, I think you
I
should.
did have a blood test a couple of weeks ago, and I still haven't got the results.
You don't get judged when you're fresh, Braith. It's when you're fatigued. It's late in the game.
yeah.
You're up against it, but you still got to show up.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I showed up. I just
Yeah.
You didn't, but anyway.
Soft.
I wanted to ask, obviously with the Casey McGuire little blunder there, did you ever get your name pronounced wrong? Or
Matui. They used to call Brabs used to call me Matui. And I'm like, far out.
you, bro?
Of course. My name's like, I have to tell people my name's Brad half the time, even when I go get a coffee, because no one ever gets it right.
It happened to me.
Yeah.
Origin selection.
Oh,
as
with
well.
Origin, you mean?
Yeah, with Origin. I got
I've never had
called
that.
the wrong name.
Yeah, really.
Really?
So Stuart Ayres, the old sports minister, I think he was announcing the team. Mind you, he was a tragic Panther supporter.
He is a tragic Panther.
Always in our sheds after the game when we won. But anyway, he's doing the team announcement. James Mansour.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't go up. And the boys, I got pushed, and anyway, I got up. Josh.
I'll call you Jimmy from now on.
Yeah,
what
that's-
about my
that's-
dad's name's Reni as well? But because no one could say Reni with his broken English, he just started telling everyone his name's Danny. So for the rest, my whole life, he told people his name was Danny. Everyone thought my
True
dad's name
story.
was Danny. His name's Reni.
Oh, wow. Well, we can do a better job of announcing teams, but we also can do a better job in when we announce the team, make something of it, mate. Make it a spectacle.
I heard it was on YouTube or something, a live stream, and it was awful.
It was fucking like the camera was off, like it was a shit background. Names were getting called wrong. Like there was no like excitement about it. Like
I've heard this narrative before where they should make an event, right?
Mate, do it.
But the teams get bloody leaked before they get announced anyway. Shut your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, make it an event, make it...
It is a bit odd because it is the biggest event of the year and the most lucrative, the most watched. And why wouldn't you just do that? Just spend a bit more quality time and money on it.
What time's the last game on a Sunday? A 6 o'clocker.
Because it was Magic Round. Yeah.
It's a 6 o'clock game,
It was
right?
6, yeah.
Finishes at 8:30. Host an event. Make something of it. Bang, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Like how good is that? Create a bit of buzz, excitement. Like right now, the way it's announced, like yes, it gets leaked early, but like try and eliminate that as much as you can and just try and get in front of it. But why does it get leaked? I want to ask you that. Do you know how it gets leaked?
I think it gets leaked to soften the blow. When you're making, like, working in the media as I do now, and especially with all the journos, I feel like they do it when there's contentious spots. Like they've always got the coaches have always got their men in the media. And, like, in saying that though, like, it didn't really get leaked about Reece Walsh, They did a pretty good job of it this year. I don't think it did actually get leaked this year.
Well, they had Howarth in the Queensland.
Yeah, they had Howarth. They told Egan to pack his bags for New South Wales. They had Reece they had Ponga playing half back on the weekend, a double spread in the Telegraph. They actually didn't get leaked this year. I don't believe it wasn't. Sam Walker. They had Clifford in
Plath.
Actually,
We're
this year they did a good
we're
job.
talking about all Queenslanders here. So,
Well, I reckon we should. Let's just get into it. Let's get into their team list.
Yeah, let's go to Queensland.
I don't know. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. I'm looking at this team, and it makes me nervous. Like, I feel like he's picked a really strong, informed side. I agree with Kalen playing at fullback as well. I think he adds a bit of calmness there at the back. Like, I think Braith, the last couple of games he played quite erratic.
Yep.
Yes, it's a gamble. Like, obviously, if you look at the performances he had last year and that grand final performance, I don't think we'll see it for a very long time. One player absolutely dominating like that. But I think it makes sense.
I think you bring up a great point there with the calmness, because if you look at their spine, Munster and Walker, like, Munster's going to bring experience, right? And especially at Origin, like, he knows what it takes to win, and he doesn't overplay his hand at Origin, Cameron. But he's that type of instinctive player, and Walker is definitely that. So you need a bit of calmness when you've got two players that are similar in styles. I mean, Walker's to the extreme. Like, he will kick on play 2 and then play 3 the next set. I've seen him do it this year, and he'll throw a pass where you go, what are you doing? But then he'll come up with a spectacular play, you know. Like, but Origins,
the margins are much
smaller.
smaller.
You can't play that style. You got to have some sort of balance in your game. You just can't. You'll get burnt. And even Harry, game 1 last year was jumping out and kicking, and he reined it back in, and was a big reason they won the series last year after probably his worst Origin game ever in game 1. True. So I think you needed, if you had Reece there, who's been unpredictable a little bit too, it would have been a pretty chaotic spine.
Yeah.
So that you saying that he brings that calmness and even class, Ponga, and he's kind of, you can see he knows when to run when he doesn't. He doesn't throw crazy passes. He's sort of
doesn't have many errors in him as well.
No,
He's pretty safe.
He is pretty safe.
Yeah.
And he can create something out of nothing still, just with his speed and his ability to get on the outside of defenders, with footwork, and he sort of glides, So they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Like, you got Cobbo, great form. We got 2 short wingers, right? So Cobbo straight away is a target. You're kicking it to him over to or Kohler. Who's on who there? Do we know?
Tor most likely play,
because he can play both.
He can play both. He's been playing right at Penrith, but in the last few years he's played both sides. So who knows what side.
Fafita's been in good form too. Like, I've watched the Titans.
Yeah.
He's been in great form. I know they're not going good, but he has been a standout for him.
Quick, big body.
I see a lot of. So you got Sam Walker at half, right? Obviously he's going to be a target. Olakuatu, Cam Munster. I love money, but made a lot of bad defensive reads. Fell off a lot of one-on-one tackles, probably a little bit down in confidence. So if he falls off a couple of tackles early, that could creep in.
You think his club form will transfer to
No,
Origin?
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, yeah, possibly. If he misses a one-on-one, oh shit, here it goes again. Fafita on debut, target him. Hammer in the line, defensive reads, has made plenty of bad defensive reads in Origin, right? Toya, young. Selwyn Cobbo can be a lot of the time diamonds, but he's got some rocks in him as well. So I reckon we can target a lot of their back line there with our edges, with Hudson Young, with
It is an inexperienced back line.
our Stags, our Crichton. It's an inexperienced back line. So their forward pack's outstanding.
I've got to take my hat off to Flegler. Like, from what he's had to come back from, like, you won't hear me rap that many Queenslanders, but you know what, I will rap the kid. He's done an amazing job to get back into the game. Man, he was going to retire. Like, that injury he had, he's a big body. His whole game is about physicality, and he just doesn't show any hesitation when he takes that ball up anymore. Like, it's
like Flegler, Cotter, Plath. They're just Queensland forwards.
Yeah,
like,
even Cape
Cotter has been.
Capewell as well.
Capewell too. He loves it, right? He always stands up for Queensland. And he's been playing great for the Warriors, so yeah, I mean, he is as well. Cotter's a machine. Tino hasn't been playing great for the Titans. I've been a bit disappointed in him this year because he's needed to be an 8 out of 10. He needed to step up, yeah, for them because they don't have the best squad, right, the Titans. But again, we're talking about Origin, so I'm not worried about him. But the Sam Walker is a concern. Like, not many people are saying it, but if you look,
didn't a concern game 3 though? I feel. Last year, wasn't there a concern around him? Will he step up in the 7 jersey? And absolutely destroyed us.
Mate, he's a nightmare, Dearden. But Dearden's tough, into the line,
Scrambles.
Plays square, scrambles, he's everywhere. Whereas Walker's defence isn't amazing. He's a bit of a grabber. He's very small, and he's going to need some help out there. They're going to terrorise him. They're going to terrorise him, and then if he gets knocked off his game and a bit of confidence early, that could impact his attack. So he'll be a huge target. I think that'll be number 1 target, I reckon, for New South Wales, and trying to unsettle their chief playmaker, the 7, which is a possibility. So he'll need to be protected from Cotter and Capewell and Plath and those guys helping him. Yep. In D.
One player I didn't speak about for New South Wales is Victor Radley.
Yeah, we didn't.
Like, big inclusion.
We've got I was talking to Reni on the drive out here. We've got a bit of a. It's hard when you kind of like, because you're going through these teams and you don't want to. Like, I love both teams, but you got to call it for how it is, and I'm going to do it now. But Radley, it concerns me a little bit. Like, we've all wanted Radley to play Origin, right?
For years, right?
For years. Yeah. We've wanted him because of his attitude and his aggressiveness, and that's what we need for New South Wales. We probably lacked it a little bit last series. We had it when Madge was there because Madge instilled it in the players, and he probably would have been good under Madge as well, right? But Radley was also, he's not at his best right now. Like, he's playing good, but Radley 3 or 4 years ago, I'm saying, fuck yeah, Yeah. Right now, when I watch Rads, he can come up with those aggressive plays, but he's also got errors and ill discipline, right? Listen, I'm not being critical of the decision. I like it and I want him to be there. But is it a concern? For me, it is, because I think it's either going to be a hit or miss. That pretty much. Yeah. I think it's going to either be a great selection and amazing, and mate, we've been waiting for this forever and how good, or it's going to be, oh shit, we got this wrong. Like, I really do. I don't think there's going to be an in-between. And I hope it is the former, not the latter. But there is a risk there with this one. He's a small body. He's going to go out there with the crazy eyes, and he's going to try and make a difference.
Yeah, we don't need any sin bins,
But also, you can overchase and try and get too enthusiastic and leave a gap on the inside. You can overchase, and be a bit crazy and fuck your team as well. There is a balance there.
You reckon the emotion could get the best of him?
We've
played it. Like, it's the biggest emotional week of our careers. It's the biggest build-up. And when you get to game day, fuck, man, you need to be calm, measured. You need to have controlled aggression, because if you don't, then that's when
you got to wait till 8 o'clock. It's the longest day of your life.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's the longest day of your life.
Worst. Bloody napping for half the day.
Yeah, as
trying to anyway.
It was a long day as 18th man as well.
But you know what I mean? That's not being hard.
No, if you look at it, you're spot on. It's the only sort of question mark I have over that whole selection. I'm glad he's there.
Yeah.
But he worries me.
Yeah.
In terms of 6 agains, maybe a higher shot, over enthusiastic, 10 in the bin in Origin. It's a risk. But I'm happy he's got the. I'm really happy he's got the chance to play.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
We are
for him.
happy.
Stoked for him.
But that's the only question mark I have in that squad where I'm like, oh.
I think, as I said, I think it's great, but I think it's either going to be a great decision or a mistake.
It's going to be
and I'm hoping it's going to be a great decision.
And he just takes all their head off. We play with 12 men.
Yeah.
Don't need to say that again. I don't need to revisit that. Who has the most pressure on him going into this series, Queensland or New South Wales?
New South Wales,
without a doubt,
easy
for sure. Because Queensland have won. They've won the series last year. There's no Dearden. So there's
the way they want it to.
Yeah, New South Wales have pretty much got it how they want it. There's only Latrell who is a big out that's not in. For them,
us as well.
Oh yeah, Payne us too. Yeah.
You know what else worries me?
That's true.
We don't have an edge back row on the bench.
Well, Murray can play there.
Yeah,
so
but
can Radley.
Radley can.
But a genuine edge back row.
So what do you-
hard
So
line
what,
running edge.
this is what like Olakuatu, like he front loads and he can make some damaging meters and tackle breaks. But I'm thinking, can he play 80 minutes in Origin on a right edge where you're getting through a lot more work?
It'll depend on the outcome of the game, the way the game's played.
Well, that's right.
There's
So
if an attrition style game,
Hudson Young got no worries. He'll play both sides of the field.
Yeah.
He will take a scoop from the right
I
edge.
love it.
play
I love
left.
him.
I love Hudson.
Hudson Young
I love
is
Huddy.
like built. But Olakuatu, I'm like, I want you in that team. You're an animal. But
So should they have picked Jackson Ford?
I would have just had someone, who could probably cover the edge for
But he's
Olakuatu.
never played edge before.
no, he has.
Yeah, exactly.
Gee, no.
That's the point.
Got me.
He's played 39 games.
Yeah,
And I know
I
Brad's
think he's played more on the edge than he has in the
ridiculous
front
statement.
row.
Who said that, by the way?
Laurie. That goes back to my lack of confidence. But yeah, Jackson, and Warriors fans are up in arms, and I understand it because Jackson's a big boy. He's in great form, and he can play front row and back row. So, and
But who misses out?
well, I mean, Saifidi, Radley, Brayley. Do you carry Brayley when you got Robson who can play 90 minutes? Do you just, do you leave him off? And there's a million things you could have done.
Well, you're speaking of the back row. Dylan Lucas is there on the.
I love
He's
Dylan
in the
Lucas.
middle.
I
So I
love
love
him.
Lucas a lot.
Young, tough.
But he's a
runs good
genuine.
line.
He's a genuine back row.
Yeah.
So you'd probably want.
You know what? If I
Two
was coach, I
middles.
would have threw him in the team.
Yeah.
If I was coach, he would have been my Smokey because I just love him.
Yeah.
He-
like
Bench or starting?
bench.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
two. Olakuatu and Young. They deserve their spots, man.
yeah.
Going into just thinking back to last series, like the way we won the first game, then obviously it goes to the second game. It goes to 1-1. Like playing on home
We were
soil.
bad.
Fuck. But what made us bad? Did we go into that game too comfortable? Like, did we think we had it in the bag,
Just the standard, really.
or were we just Queensland just got shot out of the blocks? They got off to a fast start. They had everything to play for around the circumstances with money, Munster, and obviously the late passing of his father. Rest in peace. Like, I know as a teammate, if of Cameron Munster or anyone saying that, and if their father passed away, and I'm knowing what grief they're going through, and he's still just kidding up and playing that game,
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking war for that bloke.
Exactly.
There is no excuse. I don't care how I'm feeling in the game. Like, I'll always think back, fuck, money's playing for me tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they played, it looked like that. They were playing. It was more than Origin series for me, for them.
Well, it was game two. He suited up and got man of the match.
But going to Brisbane game 1 and winning up there, you feel like they've just
They dropped their guard.
Where they were like, we've won the hardest game there's going to be in this series.
Mate, they did. They dropped the guard, mate. They did.
No,
But
sure.
what does that come down to? It comes
Coaching.
down to leaders and coaches. That's what again worries me. Like Madge wouldn't allow that the year before. They, Madge come in and they weren't. They would have been underdogs then, wouldn't they? Or maybe the year before. I'm not sure.
The year
but-
before, the year before we beat them at Suncorp in the decider.
that's right, that's
so they
right.
did to us what we did to them
Exactly.
the year before.
Like you shouldn't have to find ways, at Origin, and that's where the Blues. It's so important how with their leadership and their attitude towards it, and what it means to be a New South Welshman. There's no excuse really. They've got a really good team. They're coming up against Queensland again, who are vulnerable in certain positions as they always are, but just seem to find a way. So
What's it mean to be a New South Welshman? Like, I always hear the fucking rhetoric, the Queensland spirit, this and that. Like, please.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's some truth to that. But
there
I
is
gotta-
some truth to it, mate. And I hate saying it, but there is. Like why? And you would say the same, and you would say the same. All we ever dreamt of was playing for New South Wales. When we grew up watching it, we hate Queensland. We hate them just as much as they hate us. But there is something about it. Like when you even go to Queensland, they are fucking tragic, mate. Like they are. It is their
It's
life.
true.
Like their livelihood. It means everything, and they fucking hate us no matter who you are. Whatever time of the year it is. Whereas Blues, we hate them like in terms of just like in general, but then
We move on.
We move on.
I hate you. Walk off.
In Kangaroos camp, when you come together, was there a disconnect between the Queenslanders? Like, were there cliques? Queenslanders stick with Queenslanders, New South Welshmen stick with New South Welshmen. Was that like that for you? I experienced it in 14.
Yeah, there was, but as the camp went on, it kind of, I think
I
it
can't
sort of went away. But yeah, there was. I was only a young fella, but I'd say there always was, but it normally levelled out as the series went on. And
Of course.
you hang with each other and all that sort of thing, and get to know each other a bit better. It's a comfortability thing, right? But yeah, I don't think there's no excuses this year for New South Wales. So let's just hope they want it just as much as Queensland do, if not more.
All right, where do we score? Where do we exploit this team? When I say this team, I was in Queensland.
Yeah, I think Reni spoke to it before. It's definitely their edges. Like Toya's an interesting one. He's one of those guys that went to a new level when he played for Queensland. Like you watch him for Roosters, and he's actually been really good this year. At the start of the year, he was average, and there's times where he's a bit vulnerable. Reni's right. Cobbo, he's a bit rocks or diamonds.
What makes him vulnerable? Like, what's he?
He can get beaten on the edges. I believe. Like he
His speed.
Yeah, I think he can. And
I think Hammer's, like, respectfully, I've seen him not put his body on the line at certain stages of his career in defensively. So they're edges, and then you've got like Capewell and Cotter, great defenders, but you wouldn't say they're the fastest back rowers as well. So I think we can expose their edges.
You look at the way they defend on the edge. They defend hard up and in, and that's probably alluding to what you're trying to say, because they do check heavy on that lead. Therefore, it isolates the third man, and that's why they all shoot up.
That's why they're going to front load with going through the middle with Robson, Tedesco.
Yeah.
Play through the middle third of the field, compress their defence, and we'll get them on the edges.
Yeah. Mate, that's the key for me. It's like Robson getting out with Murray feet, and then you've got Tedesco with his fitness and feet and support up the middle. Then you've just got early ball to Cleary, get it to their centres or get it to the back rowers on their halves, which is a big thing because Cameron hasn't been in great form defensively, and neither has Walker. There's vulnerabilities there. There's opportunities one-on-one, and then. But really it's the ruck that's going to be the most important thing, because when Queensland beat us, it is that speed of the line and that's that aggression, and they jam us and we get rattled, and all of a sudden we're on the back foot, and then what are we going to do? And that's what they did Game 3 last year, and they do it when they beat us. Like, they know that. They know they can. So that's why it's so important that our key players get the ball early. They just got to get the ball early.
When Woodsy came out and called Billy a grub, did that add fuel to the fire for... Did that give that another reason to win the series?
You can't give him any reasons, and I love Woodsy, and Woodsy has fun on the radio there with Bo and Cat, and that's all good. But if as a Blues fan, you got to be a bit smarter. Like, you don't want to give him any, as an ex-player, you don't want to give him anything. You really don't. Like,
did you have any of that in your career? Like, was there an opposition coach or player that came out publicly and just really writ you off, and you played it in the video room?
I had it heaps of times. Yeah. I've had it heaps of times, and that motivated me.
Yeah.
Mate, Anzac Day, Richie Williams from the Dragons smashed me, and I didn't even know who he was. He's only played a few games.
I remember that.
And he said I was overrated and I was shit and my career's nearly over. I think I was 26 or something like that. And Freddie put it all over his quotes all over the dressing room, and as embarrassing as it was, I wanted to kill him, and I went out and got me into the match. It drives you, and I fucking terrorised the guy the whole game. Like, it does. It gives you, there's no doubt, mate, it gives you motivation. If someone's doubting you or criticising you or whatever, you don't want to give any team ammunition, especially at Origin level.
Especially Queensland. They relish that underdog
They
tag.
thrive off it.
You recall any moments like that happening in your career?
No, I remember we played the Dragons 06, and we absolutely, it was Oki. We played at Oki, and it was a brutal game, and we absolutely belted them. Like, it's on YouTube, and I pay my respects to that 06 Dragons side, but there's a 10-minute video where we just went out and just absolutely destroyed them. And then we did a media scrum about 4 weeks later, and off the record, I was talking to Margie, and I remember Margie probably worked for the Australian. I said, we'll bash him again. But Josh Mansour wrote it as a headline in the Telegraph. Reni says, we'll bash them again. And I didn't speak to Mansour for 2 years, but I was like, it's embarrassing because I'm giving them ammunition like Rolsey and Bales and all that to oh yeah, you're going to bash us again, are you? Lucky we did beat them, but you don't want to give team ammunition. It's true. That's why Des would never let us speak to the media, or he'd almost give you, that's what you need to say to the media.
Really?
2004.
Printouts.
Pretty much. Do not mention this, and this.
Don't give him anything.
Don't give him anything.
That's the old saying.
Yeah.
That's why his press conferences were so weird.
What is he doing these days, Desi? Anyone know?
Mate, he's living the dream.
I don't know.
Will he come back?
Just playing with his fringe.
Different game now. He couldn't come back.
fringe benefits.
He had about 4 payouts from
Mate,
clubs
honestly,
and got paid over $1 million a year. He's probably, he'd have a mansion or 3 somewhere.
I've never met a coach that could make a game so complicated in my life. Honestly, he had stats for stats. He pulled out a book when I signed at the back of the club in 2014 and said 2007 was my best year. I'm like, it's probably one of my worst years. You know what I mean? He goes, statistically, you had your best year in 2007. I'm like,
Yeah.
You know, you say that about him.
sometimes the eye test is better than the bloody stats, right?
Yeah, it's true. But you say that, but does it surprise you that he's won 2 comps with Manly, with that team?
2.
Is it 2, sorry, or 1? Oh, he lost
2.
1. Sorry, he lost 1 and he won 1.
Yeah. I mean, like he's a mad. Like he's not sustainable.
He lost the Bulldogs
Right.
2-1.
That's the one. That's,
You know,
he lost
he's-
2 Bulldogs grand finals, wasn't it?
Yeah,
2012.
and we lost in 14.
14 against Souths.
The coaches like that aren't sustainable for a player, for a certain kind of player. There's only certain kind of players that can play under those kind of, I wouldn't call him a dictator, but those guys that are just like, those coaches that are so stubborn in their ways, you can play under them for maybe 1, 2, 3 years max, and you're like, oh, I've got to get out of here. And then there's certain players that can play under coaches like that for a long time. But Des is one of those hit and run coaches. You can come in, fix a club, get them to a top 4, maybe a grand final, and then you've got to move them on.
Yeah.
Or you've got to move the players on.
All his predictions. Who's winning this series and why? Braith, start with you.
Okay, I'm going to go with New South Wales 2-1. I'm hoping they play the way that we've sort of spoke to here, around the ruck and dominating that ruck and getting Cleary early ball and letting him dominate. And if he does that, I think he gets player of the series as well. So I think it's his time and it's his year. I just hope they play the style that will suit him and the state. And if they can do that, and if they can just get him early ball, dominate the ruck, get at the advantage line, late feet from their forwards, and even early ball to the centres, and just simplify the game plan, play to their strengths. I think New South Wales will be too strong for them, and I think that Nathan will get player of the series.
My tipping's awful, by the way, Josh, but I'm going to go for
So just tip Queensland.
Yeah. So New South Wales clean sweep. And I really I mean this, and even Cleary entertaining the fact that he'll go to November 1. I think that he's very confident in where he is as a player and adapted, and not only his IQ, I just feel like he's at that point in his career where the game slowed down for him. Players get to a point where everything just slows down for him, like a Thurston or a Cam Smith. I think that's where Cleary is, and I just think this is his year to get the clean sweep, get the whatever medal they win.
Wally Lewis.
Wally Lewis as well. Yeah.
I just think he's just so calm and so confident in his ability as a 7. I'm going the clean sweep.
What happens with Nathan, since we're talking about him? Do you think he leaves? Do you think he resigns with Penrith?
I don't think he leaves the game of rugby league like a lot of people have sort of suggested. I think he's got too much to achieve here. I really do. And I think he's a mad sports nut, follows the NBA, NFL. He wants to leave a legacy, I believe. I don't know him I've only met him a few times and I get along with him great. I don't know personally, but I would assume he'd want to be one of the greatest ever. And he's got the opportunity to be the greatest halfback of all time.
He's nearly there.
So I think he stays. I'm not going to lock in Penrith. I think there'll be he can go anywhere. I just find it interesting that he's going to November when he doesn't need to. His dad's off. He's going to leave at that same time he's off. The Chiefs, I know, will go for him hard. So that's going to be an opportunity. He'll probably sit back and see who goes there and what sort of team they got. I think the Roosters, the fact they haven't re-signed Sam Walker at the moment, they're probably waiting to see if Sam's still the right man for them and can he win them a premiership. And if they don't, they can make a play at Nathan. And they've been renowned to make big calls like that. And that's having no mail or anything out of the Roosters. But I would think why wouldn't they?
And they keep Sam and bring in Nathan?
Of course they could.
They will be pretty much.
Of course they could, but it's just money then, and cap. So that's you look at Melbourne, mate. Melbourne, Cameron and Jerome, they're getting to the back end of their career. Then they've still got a good 3 years of high quality footy ahead of them. But there's a couple of changing of the guards in high quality clubs and powerful clubs that have got a lot of money and a lot of influence. Like
Souths as well.
South. Like what happens there over the next couple of years. Cody will probably move on, right? He's getting towards the end, even though he's still playing really good. There's so many options, and I just don't. Why? Why would he? Because Penrith will sign a fucking 10-year deal right now on huge money, and he's not signing it. So why? He's genuinely contemplating leaving.
I am concerned that he might go to Union, and that's not again. I'm no male. Like we've got a close friendship, and I'll never kind of ask him these kind of questions. But the fact that I feel he'll leave to Union, like it's a bigger challenge. It's a different code. In terms of international game, you're getting the chance to play for the Wallabies, travel the world. That's enticing, but I think it's the way his misses as well. But I think it's the way the game is heading to as well. Yeah. Like I feel like not only him, but I feel like for a lot of players, it's really they're really turned off the way the game is played at the moment. Yeah. Think about it. Like,
well, that's a concern.
That is a concern. Like I feel and not only that, our 360 is coming 2028. I don't know. Does it come? Does it not?
Look
Maybe
at
it will.
Golf. I don't think it will come, mate.
I heard
the model's not right.
I heard Matty Johns on SEN, and he said he bumped into a Queenslander. He didn't name the player. And he said, mate, the game is too hard.
It's fucking too hard, mate.
Yeah. It's too fast.
These players they train their asses off, man. They're maxing out at the moment, and it's sad to see like a lot of these, like particularly the bigger boys, like if you're gonna look at participation and you're a bigger kid, they're not going to play league because it's just way too fast. They just go across the road and play Union.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
Union shit though.
Currently,
but currently,
no. The reality is, like
I play Union too. Man.
How much entertainment do you want from PBL? Right? How much entertainment is it going to affect the TV deal?
No.
Having 50 to 10 score lines and stuff like that, or like.
No, mate, look at the CBA deal. Like
they're negotiating right now. I'm just hoping we get it done.
It wouldn't be as.
That's why I'm going to stay quiet.
For our podcast.
Yeah.
Say that. Well, I think New South Wales win. I think it will be a 2-1 series win. I think Nathan takes it out as player of the series. First game, I think we win comfortably. No disrespect to Queensland because I don't want to give them any leg ups or motivation, but I think we win comfortably at home.
I don't think it'll be comfortable. I think we win though. I think it'll be a good game, the first one.
Like I like our chances in Melbourne. I like our chances a lot.
How good the decider in Brisbane would be good. To beat them up there.
Yes, to beat them.
To beat them up there.
But it will still be nerve wracking.
Yeah, I'm going. Are you going?
Should we all go?
Well, I'm definitely going. I'm actually locked in to go.
If Reni makes it though, he might faint.
When is the decider? What date? Do you remember what the date is?
It is July.
I'm back in July, so we are back. Actually, we should say.
Where are you going?
We're going to the World Cup.
Oh, you're
Soccer
the best.
World Cup,
You're
baby.
going to
Let's
the
go.
World
Cup.
Let's go, boys.
You've got the best gig in the world, honestly.
Is Lebanon in there?
Lebanon is not in it, no. But I am half Portuguese, so I've got two teams to go for, Portugal or the Socceroos. But I'm going to follow the Socceroos. So
beautiful.
We're also going to see England versus Croatia in Dallas, which will be fun. Josu over there, he's proud Pom. Excited, bro?
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
What's the captain for the English?
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
And who do you support?
Tottenham.
Okay.
Tottenham.
Says a lot. Says a lot about his character.
Game 3, Brisbane is July 8th.
Yep, we'll be back. Maybe we should
July
go.
8th, mate.
Maybe we should go.
I'll be there.
Terrorise the streets. Well, boys, thanks so much for coming. Enjoy the shoes.
Will do. Thank you very much.
If you want to do it again.
Can you lose my number now?
Why?
Because I'm just sick of you calling me all the time.
Well, it's funny because we've got a rugby league academy soon to come up as well. Shout out. We've also do some watch parties at Guildford Hotel. Shout out if you want to come down.
I'm still shaking from the drums, man.
Far out. What the hell was that?
I don't know. It's a bit of a surprise for all the stitch up. Yeah. Thank you.
You're a good man, Sauce.
Well, thanks again, boys.
Sauce.
Thank you.
Champion, brother.
How good.
Nice work.
Nice. Oh.